Magandang araw sa ating lahat and welcome uli sa aking educational channel. This is Agent Mateo's class. So maraming salamat sa tumatangkilik sa ating mga instructional videos. Sana nakakatulong sa inyo, lalong-lalo na sa ganitong new normal situation natin. Ang topic natin sa araw na ito ay applications of polynomials and polynomial equations. Bali ito ang pinakahuling week pagdating sa first grading period. And once again, this is Mr. Reyes guiding you for our lesson for today. And our learning objective is to solve problems involving polynomials and polynomial equations. Bali, may encounter nyo ang mga word problems na sa palagay ko ay talagang iniiwasan ng mga maraming estudyante ito. So, makinig kang mabuti, sana makatulong sa iyo yung mga tips natin on how to deal with this kind of problems. Okay, warm-up activity muna tayo. Alam niyo ba sa pag-create ng bahay, okay, ito na, medyo makatotohanan na yung mga examples natin. Sa pag-create ng bahay, maabot actually ng 15,000 to 20,000 per square meter ang gagastusin mo. So, kapag ikaw ay yun yung para sa floor, ano. Kapag ikaw ay magpapatayo ng bahay na may habang 10 by 10 meters, ibig sabihin yan, kung 20,000 yung worth ng per square meter, aabot ka ng 2 million pesos. So, medyo malaki-laking amount din yan, ano. So, kailangan mo talaga ng financial matter dito, ano. So, paano tayo magiging creative sa paggawa ng bahay? So, hangga't maaari tayo bilang mga Pilipino, kahit nabibilang tayo sa middle class, kinakailangan pa rin nating magkaroon man lang ng maayos or maganda-gandang bahay, ano, na pasok sa budget natin. Aside from the government agencies like Pag-ibig Fund or the National Housing Authority, sila ay nagbibigay ng mga loans or meron silang offer ng mga loans para tayo makapagpatayo ng medyo maganda-gandang bahay. Pero may mga construction companies na nag-introduce ng affordable na klase ng bahay na kung tawagin ay shipping containers. Parang ganito, na size na ready to deliver and pwede nang itayo kagad within a day, assemble na lang nila, maayos na kagad. So, ano ba yung shipping containers na yan? Ang ganitong klaseng bahay ay flood and fireproof, ika nga. Meron siyang mga suitable materials kung paano na-construct yung ganitong klaseng tahanan. And aside from the cost, ang cost ng container na ito is umaabot lang naman ng or basically cheaper than the cost of the regular building na pinapagawa mo, kagaya ng nabanggit ko kanina. And according to a research, umabot din ng 25 years or so. Kagaya sa ibang bansa, uso yung mga ganitong bahay. So in case you want to have one of this, kung sakasakali lang, the standard dimension of the shipping container can be performed by this given polynomial equation. In case medyo hindi makatotohanan para sa iyo yan, yung ganyang equation, magagamit mo yan mamaya. Kasi ikaw mismo ang mag-generate ng polynomial later on. Kasi yung introduction natin, yung warm-up activity na ito, kung napansin mo, ako na yung nagbigay ng polynomial equation. Pero paano yung mga problem later on? So, kailangan mong mag-exert ng effort para mag-come up ka sa polynomial equation na yan. Pero kung nabasa mo yung kwento natin kanina, start muna natin sa ganitong question. What is an alternative material for building houses? Ano yung klaseng house yung binanggit ko kanina? It's shipping containers or container van houses na may mga advocacy yan, yung mga iba't ibang, may mga ilang construction companies all over the Philippines ang nagbibenta or nag-o-offer ng mga ganitong klaseng bahay. And more question, follow-up question here, what are the advantages of using shipping containers? So syempre, cheaper than the cost of the building a regular house. Excuse. And also, it has a good ventilation and insulation. Lalong-lalo na kung itinayo mo ito sa mga magagandang tanawin or sa maraming puno sa paligid. And it will last for 25 years or so. So that's the edge of the shipping containers, ika nga. So from that, kung yan yung equation natin, linear polynomial equation natin, we are going to identify all possible roots of that given polynomial equation kasi i-identify nga natin kung ano yung dimension ng shaping container na ito. So, once again, how do you identify possible roots? Kukunin mo yung constant term which is 24 and the leading coefficient which is 1. Kung naalala mo yan, pag didividin mo yan dun sa mga factors ng 24 at saka yung factors ng 1. Kaya magiging ganito. Factors of our P denoted by the constant term are this one. Dami, no? And factors of the leading coefficient is only positive, negative 1. So pag dinivide mo yan, you could have a selection na parang the factors of our constant term kasi nga the denominator is only 1 or negative 1. So dito tayo pipili ng mga posibleng sukat or dimension ng ating shipping container na ito. So magba-wild guess tayo kung bibigyan natin ng chance para ma-solve yan. Ano nga ba yung posibleng solution natin? Medyo hindi na tayo kakasya dyan, ano? Ikuha natin. Laki natin ng konti. Okay. From those possible roots here, can you give me a wild guess of number that can be substituted here by using or perform in that here using synthetic division? So basically, we have 1, negative 10, 28, at saka negative 24. And for that, kung i-continue mo yan, getting a wild guess here, kanina nag-scratch paper na ako, so my wild guess today is 6. It's not a wild guess kasi tinandan ko na. We have 1, we have 6, we have negative 4, we have negative 24. So we have positive 4 and then we have 4 times 6 24. So you will come up with 0. So one of the sides of the container na ito is 6. And from these 3 coefficients here, dyan manggagaling yung remaining dimension part. So magiging factorable yan kasi x squared minus 4x plus 4 which will be equated to 0 and you will have x minus 2 and another x minus 2. So meaning to say, from x minus 2, it will give you x equals to 2, and from here, you also have the same x equals to 2. So giving the dimension, okay, ito na, nagbibigay na natin yung dimension. The dimension of the shipping container, okay, shipping container is, simulan natin dun sa 6 meters and then the other one by 2 meters by 2 meters. So maaaring kung ito yung nalalapit na drawing ng container na ito, nandito yung 2 by 2 na nagre-represent ng length at saka width. Itong 6 meters siguro, ito yung haba ng container kung titingnan natin yung drawing. So, ganon yung shipping container. Pwede ka nang mag-search online, maraming nag-offer ng mga ganyang klaseng bahay. Mura na, magara pa. Ituloy natin ang pagbibigay ng mga example. So yan yung conclusion natin, nakalimutan kong i-press yung arrow down. But then, tama pa rin. So there are different situations in life where the concept of polynomial equation is necessary. And these concepts are widely used by engineers, architects, researchers, and many other fields. So may mga problems tayong i-introduce dito na, again, real life scenario na tayo. Cora made a box that will be used for the relief goods to be distributed to different barangays in Manila. Again, gagawa daw ng box si Cora na paglalagyan niya ng mga relief goods. Merong mga information dito. The length of the box is 18 feet longer than the height. So, kinumpare yung length ng box dun sa height. Okay? And the width is actually 2 feet shorter than the height. So, panay kino-compare sa height. Later on, if the volume of the box is 576 square feet or this is cubic feet, what is the dimension of the box? So, paano natin gagawin yan? Unang-una, i-represent muna natin. Kung titignan natin is kinumpare sa bawat statement dito sa second paragraph, kinumpare yung sukat or length ng box doon sa kanyang height. Kaya kung ito yung box na ginagawa ni Cora, ibig sabihin yung height na ito, kung yan yung representation natin bilang height ng ating box, kinumpare sa kanya yung length ng box na yon. Ang sabi, yung length daw ng box na yan ay 18 feet longer than the height. Ibig sabihin, dadagdagan mo ng 18 yung height para ma-introduce mo yung length. May represent mo yung length. Dito naman, sinabi din dito na yung width daw na magmumula dito, width ng box daw na yan ay 2 feet shorter than the height. Ibig sabihin, gamitin mo yung h which is the height and then bawasan mo lang dalawa, yan yung magsisilbing width ng ating box. That is according to the sentences here or sentence here. So yun, yung na-represent na natin. Paano naman ang polynomial equation natin? Kung pagbabasihan natin yung ating equation or statement or nakuhang representation, masasabi natin na ang volume ng box is actually length times width times height. Kaya kung gagawa tayo ng polynomial equation, magiging ganito yan. I-multiply lang natin yung length. Simulan natin sa length. The length is represented by h plus 18. Okay? At ang ating width is represented by h minus 2. And then ang ating height is syempre yung na-introduce ng unang-una which is height or h. And this result to 576 cubic feet. So, dyan tayo magmumula, no? Kung i-multiply mo yan, if you have the edge of multiplying binomials and by another monomial, you will arrive actually at h cubed, okay, plus 16. I am doing it mentally. 16x squared. And then minus what would be the next? 36h pag i-multiply mo yan. And you will have 576. And you are going to modify that into a polynomial equation equated by 0. So you will have h cubed plus, this is h, 16h squared minus 36h minus 576 is equal to 0. So this is our polynomial equation. Sana na alam mo kung paano mag-multiply ng binomials or polynomials para hindi ka mahirapan sa pag-perform ng polynomial equation. Okay, ilagay natin yung equation dito. Ito yung nakuha nating equation kanina and isi-simplify natin ngayon yung kanyang mga roots. Kapag i-apply natin yung rational root theorem, meron tayong mga listahan ng mga rational roots na yon na isa doon ay basically matatawag na roots kung matsyatsambahan mo. So, taking those possible numbers, makikita nyo na may lalabas na isa which is 6. And from that, yan lang actually yung real life na positibong numero na pwede mong makuha dito. May mga negatives pero hindi naman pwedeng negative ang sukat ng ating box, di ba? So, kung isosolve natin yan, i-perform ko sa inyo, we have 116, negative 36, saka negative 576. I-bring down natin yung 1, you will have 6, and this one is 22. 22 times 6, we have 12. Okay, carry 1. Sulat ko dito, we have 12, carry 1, then 13. So, subtract mo to, we have 6. And then, later on, we have 96. This 96 times 6, you will have exactly 576. And you will have a remainder of 0. This one, kaya i-translate mo ito sa polynomial expression, it is not factorable anymore. Okay? Basically, it is factorable, but the result would be a negative. So, meaning to say, hindi na siya pwedeng i-consider natin dahil hindi realistic yung negative na value. So, from that, we could say that the roots are 6. One of the roots is 6. And the other one, or other roots, kumbaga, kung i-compute natin, though hindi makatotohanan na, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, I could have h squared plus 22h plus 96. Okay? If I'm going to continue that, I could have h plus 6. Okay? Let me equate by 0. And then I could have h plus 16. Okay? Because 16 times 6 is 96. So, I could have another root of negative 6 and another root of negative 16. Para lang yan sa root natin. But to finalize the answer, we cannot consider the negative 16 and the negative 6. It is only positive 6. And for that, we could justify that the dimension of the box will be taken from the value of h, which is 6. And we could represent that the value of the length of the box is 6 plus 18, which is 24. And I consider natin na yung width ng box is represented by h minus 2. Ito yung mga na-represent natin kanina. So you could have 6 minus 2, so you will have 4. So therefore, if we are going to finalize the problem, we could say that the height is 6 feet. Okay? And once again, this is cube. And the width, kung titignan natin dito, this is our width. So our width is 4 feet. And our length is represented by 24 feet. If you are going to multiply 24 times 6 times 4, you will arrive at 576 for the checking method. Sana nakuha mo yung problem number 1 natin. Medyo mahirap, ano? So, gusto mo pa ba ng problem? Sige. Problem number 2 tayo. You will construct an open box from a piece of cardboard with a length of 18 inches and the width of 12 inches. So, from that, tatanggalan mo ng equal squares sa bandang mga corner para nakapag-formulate ka or mabawasan mo nga yung corner na yon para magkaroon ka ng magiging box. You are going to represent the volume of the box and later on, i-equate natin sa 216 cubic inches. The problem is, anong kaya yung dimension ng box? At para maintindihan mo, bigyan natin ng drawing. Okay. Originally, ito yung 18 inches natin. Lagyan ko na lang dito. Okay. Yan yung sukat ng cardboard. 18 inches. Ito yung symbol ng inches. Dito naman sa itaas, syempre ito yung kanyang width na may haba na 12 inches. Yung mga nasa corner dito, yan yung mga tatanggalin natin na kapag tinanggal mo yan, makakapag-form ka, makakapag-create ka ng box. Okay? So meaning, kapag binawasan mo ng 2x dito sa kanyang width, ibig sabihin may nabawas na 2x out of the original 12 inches. Kaya ito, magiging 12 minus 2x na yan. Okay? Again, nagbawas tayo ng x dito, tapos another x. May nabawas na 2x doon sa original na sukat ng width natin. Dito naman sa kabila, sa 18 inches na length ng ating cardboard, original cardboard, mababawas din yung isang x and another x dito. Ibig sabihin, may nabawas na dalawang x or may nabawas na 2x. Yun yung magsisilbing sukat dito kung nabawas na yung dalawang x natin. Yan ay magiging box, magiging ganito na yan. Okay? Meaning to say, kapag tinanggal mo na to, tinanggal mo na yan, tinanggal mo na yan, tinanggal mo na yan, tapos itataas mo, magiging ganito. This is open box. Let me add more here. Kailangan open box yan. Nakikita yung edges sa loob. Yan, open box yan. Kaya yung dating 12 inches dito, naging 12 minus 2x na lang. Kasi nga, may dalawang corner of x na natanggal. Yung length, 18 minus 2x din. And then this is the height na pag nilift up mo, pag tinayo mo ito, syempre, yun yung magiging height ng ating box. Okay, ilapit natin dito sa corner na ito para maipasok natin yung mga solutions. Paano natin gagawin yan? Ang equation natin, kung titignan mo, is another volume of the box, length times width times height. So kapag ito ay minultiply mo, ano kaya yung magiging result ng ating equation? Okay? So you could have this 18 minus 2x times 12 minus 2x and then times x. Kung i-multiply mo ito using your scratch paper, you will arrive at 50 how do you call this? 54x. Okay? You will arrive at 54x and then minus 15x squared and then plus x cubed. Okay, wait. Something is wrong. If you will multiply that, you will have 216x minus 60x squared plus 4x cubed is equal to 216. Okay? Kung napansin mo, pwede silang divisible by 4. Nauna na yung 54x ko kanina, no? But if you are going to divide both sides by 4, you will have 54x, okay? Minus 15x squared plus x cubed is equal to 54. Pag-ayusin mo yan into the form of standard polynomial equation, you will have x cubed minus 15x squared plus 54x and then minus 54 is equal to 0. Again, gamitan mo ng rational root theorem hanggang sa makapag-identify ka ng isang root na eksaktong 3. Kaya kung kukunin ko yung 1, negative 15, 54 at saka negative 54, kakaroon ako ng 1, negative 15, positive 3 rather. We have negative 12 and then you have negative 36, okay? And then if you are going to compute this, you have positive 18 and you will have positive 54 here and then you will have 0. Kung titignan natin, this 1, negative 12 and 18 is not factorable anymore. Though magagamit mo yung quadratic equation or quadratic formula, merong isang mag-i-exist dyan na positive or dalawang positive values na mag-i-exist, pero it could not have an appropriate box na pwede nating i-substitute dito. So basically, 3 is the most suitable, yan yung pinaka-appropriate kumbaga na sukat ng ating or height ng box, okay? Kasi yung isa magiging 1, if I'm not mistaken, magiging 1 inch, okay? Which is not appropriate anymore na magiging height. Hindi kakasya yung mga, anong tawag dito, yung mga relief or kung ano man yung mga ilalagay niyang bagay dyan, ano? So basically, we will justify that 3 is the best answer here. So from that, kapag na-introduce na natin dito na ang x ay 3 natin, ilagay ko na lang dito, you will have x equals to 3 and you will have 12 minus 2x, okay, would be 12 minus 2 times 3 and you will have 6 to be exact, because 12 minus 6 is 6. The other one is 18 minus 2x, you will have 18 minus 2 times, yung nakuha nating x once again is 3. So 18 minus 6, you will have 12. Okay? And from that, the dimension of the box, okay, let me finalize that the dimension of our box is, simulan natin sa length. Always start with length pagdating sa dimension. Ang nakuha nating length is represented by 18 minus 2x, so that would be 12 inches. By our width belongs to 12 minus 2x, which is this. So we have 6 inches, and our height is 3 inches. So that is for our problem number 2. Again, problem number 3 tayo. This will be the last problem. Okay, I hope nakakasunod ka pa. So again, a shipping house. Here we go, shipping house again. A shipping house container is in the shape of a rectangular solid. Okay? Siyempre, mahirap mamuhay sa circular na shipping house, ano? Anong gagawin mo dun sa loob kapag bilog? And, or spherical rather. Later on, yung container na ito, ang sinabi dito, ang sukat daw niya ay, ang volume daw niya ay 84 cubic meters. Ang gusto ng client, ito, kailangan daw, ang width daw ng kanyang container should be 1 meter longer than the height. So napansin nyo, kino-compare sa height. So mamaya, i-consider natin na h would be the height of the container, and yung nakuha nating width, according to this statement here, yung width daw is 1 meter longer. Pag longer, that should be plus. Okay? Malaki ng 1 meter daw kaysa dun sa height. Yung length naman, dito tayo sa statement na ito, the length must be 1 meter greater, ito na yon, 1 meter greater than twice the height. Ito yon. So hopefully you're good of translation, ano? So therefore, these are the representations of the certain dimension of this container. And from that, we could say that the equation would be multiplied this way, 2h plus 1 times h plus 1 times h. Kasi ito yung length natin, ito yung width, at saka ito yung height. And you will have this, and also you will have this general format. So gagamitin natin yan, yung nasa dulo dito na equation, para makuha natin yung kanyang roots or solution. So again, taking a wild guess from 84 over 2, ano kaya yung makukuha mo dyan? So, wild guess ulit. Since na nakuha ko na kanina, ang nag-end ako sa 3. Nag-try din ako kanina ng mga iba't ibang numero, pero sa 3 ako nag-end na tama ang sagot. We have 2, we have 3, we have 1, we have negative 84. Those are the coefficients of our polynomial equation. So, bring down 2. We have 6, we have 9, we have 27, we have 28. If you will multiply this, 28 times 3, you will have positive 84, and you will have the 0 here. Later on, you cannot factor this anymore. It will not give you an appropriate measurement from the dimension of our shipping container here. So we could justify already that this 3 would be the measure or the height of the container. So if the height of the container is 3, kung babalikan natin yung representation kanina, na find out natin na yung width natin is represented by 1 meter longer than the width. So we could have 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. Once again, this is our height, and this is our width. Okay? And the representation of the length, according to this statement here, is 1 meter greater than twice our height. So 2h plus 1, yung representation niya. So you could have 2 times 3, and then plus 1. So 6 plus 1, so you will have 7. And this is our length. So to conclude, the dimension, okay, the dimension is, we need to start with the length. We have 7, ano bang ginamit na unit? Ang ginamit na unit class. So, the unit is meter. So, 7 meters by, our width is 4 meters. And the height is 3 meters. I hope nakuha mo yung problem na yan. Sounds mahirap, pero balikan mo lang yung tutorial na ito at time to time, and then later on, naniniwala ako na maiintindihan mo rin yan. Okay. This will be the last problem. Pero ito yung challenge ko sa'yo. I want you to pause the video. Okay? Ihanda mo na ang iyong scratch paper. Gawin mo ang makakaya mo para mapalabas ang sagot ng problem na ito. Pause the video and check your answer later. And the answers are, step by step natin. Una, mag-represent tayo. Yan yung mga representations niya. Hanggang sa mag-come up ka sa ganitong formula ng length times width times height ng volume. Hanggang sa ma-format mo into this na nag-end ka sa equation na nandito sa dulo. Ito yun. And from that, nag-entertain ka ng mga posibleng numbers pero nag-end ka sa 9. And na-find outan mo na yung 1, 3, and 117 cannot give a real roots. So you justify that your answer or the dimension of our cake is 13 inches by 9 inches by 3 inches. Sana nakuha mo. Kung hindi man, alam ko medyo malapit ka na sa katotohanan ng sagot. Basta i-try and try and try mo lang at makukuha mo at makukuha rin yan. So, that ends our discussion. Alam ko medyo mahaba ang instructional video na ito kasi nga it's all about the application. So hangga't maaari, yung mga ginagamit natin sa mathematics talaga is nai-introduce ng tama or nai-apply ng tama. Sana may nakuha kang knowledge about how to effectively apply all of those topic all about polynomial equation. To end my discussion, let me give you this quotation, or familiar ka na dito siguro. Think out of the box. In case mahaba yung solution natin, in case hindi mo naintindihan, in case meron kang nakitang solution na kakaiba para mag-come up ka with the answer, gamitin mo yun. So kung medyo nahahabaan ka sa solution mo, if you have that very creative way, kung meron kang originality, how to come up with the solution, go on. Ang importante, magka-come up tayo sa parehong sagot. So that ends my discussion. I hope marami kang napulot na knowledge about performing or applying polynomial equations. So once again, gawin mo yung mga modules na pinapagawa sa'yo and pass it to your teacher on time. That ends our discussion. Thank you for the time and have a good day.